Hello, this is Narvaw and you're watching me on Narvaw Degree Society. आज की कहानी में हम जा रहे हैं एक बुद्धिस्ट मोनेस्ट्री पे, जो कि बिल्कुल श्रीनगर के एक आउटस्कर्ट्स पे एक जगह है जिसका नाम हारवन है. I'm in front of the Green Park Harwan gate. There are two ways to go to the archaeological site. One is adjacent to the park gate. Second is the way through which I will be out. The origin of Buddhism in Kashmir is rather obscure. Buddhist sources associate it with a monk named Majhantika of Varanasi. A Sri Lankan source, Mahavamsa, suggests that the Ashoka sent missionaries to propagate Dhamma. In the said manner, Majhantika was sent to Kashmir and Gandhara, present-day Afghanistan. The same has been acknowledged by Buddhist texts such as Ashoka Vadana and Avadanaka Kalplata, while as the Divyadana mentions that the monks from the Kashmir were invited by the Ashoka to the capital of his kingdom Patliputra, present-day Patna. Kashmir has played a great role for the spread of Buddhist religion throughout the world. Harwan, a small village situated approximately 19 kilometers away from Srinagar in the region of Jammu and Kashmir. Harwan, under the foothills of the Archaeological range, is accepted as a historical village in the page of Kashmir history for its Buddhist monastery. Harwan Monastery is situated in the outskirts of Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir. Its geographical coordinates are 34 degree 10 minutes 0 seconds north, 74 degree 54 minutes 0 seconds east. After the rule of Mauryan Emperor Ashoka, the development of the Buddhism in Kashmir is greatly associated with Kanishka, one of the rulers of the Kushana dynasty. Ramachandra, in his book Ancient Monuments of Kashmir, wrote, while digging under its foundation a copper coin of Toramana, the white Hun ruler who flourished about the 5th century Common Era, was discovered. From this piece of evidence, it was inferred that the diaper rubble Stupa could not possibly be earlier than the 5th century Common Era, though it might be considered later in the date. The tile is found in the complex which bears numerals inscribed in the Kharoshthi script, provide substantial evidence to the date of the monument as well. The Kharoshthi script flourished in the 5th century Common Era in the northwestern India. Therefore, it provides us with yet another piece of evidence to ascertain the date of the monument. Ramachandra accordingly places the date of the tiles at 300 Common Era and subsequently that of the diaper pebble masonry as well. Diaper pebble masonry is the practice of inserting large stones in the middle of an arrangement of pebbles in order to make the structure more solid and durable, as described in Cox's Ancient Monuments of Kashmir. What's your name, baby?
Aftabalam.
Where from you are?
Yes.
Where from you are?
Where from?
आप कहाँ से हो?
हाँ मुझसे.
खड़े हो. एक एंशेंट मोनेस्ट्री है यहाँ पे. नहीं मालूम? You don't know? हिस्टोरिकल प्लेस है क्या कोई इधर? According to the records, 500 monks assembled here to discuss the Buddhist religion texts and interpretations of Buddha's teachings. After the council, the monks along with their texts went north to the Tibet, China, Central Asia and Mongolia, and subsequently the Mahayana school of thought spread to these countries. The first and second and third Buddhist council were held around 400 BCE, 334 BCE and 250 BCE respectively. Apart from the fourth one at Harwan, the last and the fifth Buddhist council was held nearly 2000 years later in 1871 Common Era in Mandalay, Burma. Many exquisite terracotta tiles excavated from the site dated back to the 4th century Common Era were found here as well as, but they have since been shipped to Sri Pratap Singh Museum in Jammu. Nagarjuna, who is originally believed to be from Nagarjuna Konda in Andhra Pradesh, he is said to have traveled to Kashmir and settled in a place called Sadhar Hadwana, or the Grove of Six Saints. Pandit Kalhana, a 12th century Kashmiri scholar, in his great work Rajtarani, writes a Bodhisattva lived then in this country as the sole lord of the land, namely the glorious Nagarjuna, who resided at Sadhar Hadwana. Oral Stein, a renowned historian, has identified Sadarvana with the Harwan Monastery. Nagarjuna was a great master of Buddhism. He put forward the theory of Sunyata, the emptiness that went to revolutionize Buddhist thought. The importance of the council is recognized by the fact that they present an attempt to make peace and reconcile the differences between different sects of the Mahayana doctrine of Buddhism. As a result, and through Kashmir, the influence of Buddhism spread to Ladakh, Tibet, and China. The monastery complex is mainly divided into main terraces. The first, where the main stupa stands in a typical Gandhara style with another structure next to it, which appears as some kind of an assembly hall. The complex also includes a raised structure, a set of 4 residential rooms with a corridor running in between. These may be called viharas, a resting place for monks. Both the structures are made in rubble and closer walls. On the second terrace is a structure identified as an apsidal shrine made in diaper pebble masonry. Ramachandra Kak further opines the peculiar interests of the Harwan monuments lie in the fact that they are the only remains of their kind in India, possible in the world, and that they supply a lifelike representation of the features of those mysterious people, the Kushans. Here we can see the structure of rooms which might have been used for the residential purpose or as monastery. This is the triple-based stupa in Harwan Monastery in diaper rubble style. close view of the three-tiered stupa from its exterior walls. Here we need to go through these upstairs to reach the other part of the site. And luckily I met a man here who helped me to reach other part of this site. Here is an apsidal shrine on the second terrace of the monastery complex. Here is inside of the apsidal shrine. The walls of the structure are constructed in what has been called hyper-rubble style, where in a large number of undressed boulders are placed in row and intervening space filled with small stones. The upper part of the site has been partially damaged due to the cloudburst back in 1975, and the remainings can be still seen around the site, said an employee of the concerned Archaeological Survey of India. Here you can see the residual of the cloudburst. Muhammad Salim Beg, a prominent expert on heritage who has worked extensively for the National Monumental Authority, says that the Harwan base of the monastery is an unexplored mystery, and that there is a very possibility that the testaments in copper plates could be lying buried there. Here is the three-tiered stupa. Beg further says it was because of the Harwan that neighboring China has huge regards for Kashmir. Chinese hold high esteem for Buddhism and believe that Buddhism reached them from Harwan, so one can understand the emotional bond. As per the folklore, Harwan, where the Buddhist conference was held, was known as Shahdara Harwan in ancient times, meaning woods of six saints.